Welcome back to your 3-minute history lesson with Jessica. Today we'll be addressing Ukraine-Russia relations as they stand in January 2022. The Ukraine is the second largest country by area in Europe after Russia, which it borders to the east and northeast. The two major ethnic groups in Ukraine include Ukrainians, making up over 70% of the population, and Russians, making up approximately 17%. The Ukraine was a part of the Soviet Union until its dissolution in 1991, and since then the two countries have undergone periods of tension and hostilities, with Russia trying to control and influence its former Soviet republics. In 2014, relations became kinetic when Russian President Vladimir Putin decided to annex the Crimean Peninsula from Ukraine. In February of 2014, massed Russian troops without insignia, otherwise known as Little Green Men, or Russian paramilitary forces, took over the Supreme Council, which is the parliament in Crimea. They then captured strategic sites around Crimea, installed a pro-Russian government, and subsequently conducted a referendum that incorporated Crimea as two Russian federal subjects. Although this annexation was essentially universally condemned by the international community, it has been kinetically unopposed. Next, in March of that same year, protests in the Russian-backed anti-government separatist groups took place in the Donetsk and Luhansk oblasts. Think of them as territory or states. Once again, it was suspected that Little Green Men were involved with training and supplying these separatist groups with the goal of getting those two areas with the high population of Russians to break away from the Ukraine. These protests escalated into armed conflict, resulting in the likely accidental shoot-down of a civilian airliner by separatist forces, which reportedly contained anywhere between 15 and 80% of Russian paramilitary. In August 2014, Russia abandoned its approach of plausible deniability with its involvement and crossed into Ukraine with artillery, personnel, and what Russia called a humanitarian convoy, and I say that with quotes. Since the start of the conflict, there have been 29 ceasefires, none of which have successfully stopped the conflict, and the war continues unresolved into 2022. Now bring it into present day. So this is January of 2022. Russia has been increasing its military presence along the eastern and northern eastern borders with Ukraine since December, and this has given many international bodies cause for worry due to the precedent Russia has set for itself over the past 8 years plus with Ukraine. Reports of military vehicles, surface-to-air missile systems, and thousands of troops have been massing along the eastern borders near their border with Ukraine. Additionally, there have been reports that Russia has been massing troops in Belarus, whose government has become increasingly pro-Russian, ahead of a scheduled upcoming exercise between the two countries in February. U.S. President Joe Biden predicted today that that President Putin is going to invade the Ukraine, and we have seen that the United Kingdom, the U.S., and other countries already have or are considering coming to the Ukraine's aid if this invasion occurs. So tell me, what do you think will happen? Only time will tell. Thanks for listening.